out, and as a result of the reason the position was open is the sheriff had sent a letter out at our prior meeting that he was going to step down as the chair of CJCC. So that's why that position was open. So being the only nomination, and like I said, I'm opening up nominations before. If there is no further, then I guess we'll vote on that, call for a vote. Any nominations before?
So in the executive committee, I believe you were willing to be the vice chair of the executive committee, not for this though, just for the. Just
Program review.
Program review.
Yeah.
Okay. Were there any nominations that you're asking for this vice chair?
Or if there's any other for the chairman.
We need to approve the
Oh,
chair.
I think he said it 3 times, so I'll move.
good.
Yeah.
Chair, will close, and then we cast.
Is there any other nomination for position of chair? Any other nominations for position of chair? Any other nominations for position of chair? I will entertain a motion the nomination be closed.
Second.
Alright, nominations are closed. We need to vote on that, I think we do probably. Okay. All in favor of Rich Gauger being chair, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I should say opposed, but.
Congratulations.
Alright.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyway, at this point, we need to open it up for the vice chair. There was nobody volunteering for that position at our executive committee meeting. So I would like to open the nominations for vice chair at this point. Is anybody willing to be vice chair of CJCC?
I don't think I can be.
No, you can't, unfortunately. Jack?
What do I need to do? I mean, because I still have to move from Racine to here, so my free time is gone for the next 60 days or so.
Basically, be filling for the chair if I can't chair the meeting, or if we have work groups going on to, at least drop in and pay a visit on a work group if I can't do that.
Sure.
Do we have a nomination for Jack Cabranes
I
to be
would
vice
make
chair?
that nomination.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Are there any other nominations for vice chair? Are there any other nominations for vice chair? Any other nominations for vice chair? Does anyone move the nominations be closed?
I'd make that motion.
Second.
Nominations are closed. All in favor of Jack Cabranes being vice chair?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your bribes will all be paid on the way out.
All right,
After 60 days, we expect a robust effort as the vice chair.
Yeah.
Well, the next 60 days are gonna be tough, but I'll do it.
Yeah. Well, I will make a point of being here for the next 60 days. All right, we need approval of the minutes, for, first of all, the July 25th meeting. Has anybody had an opportunity to review the minutes and seek approval?
I'd make the motion to approve the minutes from July 25th, 2024.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And then we need the approval of the executive committee meetings. Has anybody had the opportunity to review those? Sent out by Brad.
As participating in that meeting, I would make the motion to approve the August 7th executive committee meeting minutes.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Webster? Any discussion? All in favor of the approval of those minutes? Opposed? Do we have any information on the jail census at all?
George is still
Out?
out.
Okay, all right. We're still short-handed, my understanding?
Yep, still short staffed. We have a current posting open right now.
Okay, any application?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Alright.
Yes and no.
Does the jail census conversation just include the potential, very quick on what's the status of the jail construction committee?
Unfortunately, I do not attend those meetings,
Okay.
so I'm not sure what the status is. I know that the county board reestablished an ad hoc construction committee to discuss it. They've met once.
Okay.
I wasn't at the meeting, so I'm not sure what was discussed
I
there.
just have not seen
Any updates, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I was at, part of that meeting, and, basically, the engineers had, a couple of different proposals, going forward, and the, idea of the ad hoc committee was bringing back with a lesser dollar amount, from the, I don't know, 50 million or whatever that, it happened to be, and I didn't pay that much attention, but, the lesser dollar amount that they had discussed was, what can we build for 20 or 30 million? So I understand they're having another meeting with that, so. I'm assuming a couple of GP medium tents and some barbed wire probably isn't going to suffice, so.
That was your proposal, right?
Huh?
That was your proposal.
That was my proposal, sure, yeah, that
With the
was,
slit trench?
I figure if it's good enough for the military, it should be good enough for perhaps not.
We'll just start calling you Sheriff Arpaio from now on.
Moving along, thanks Miranda for that, by the way. Angie, some information on
We
recovery court.
accepted a second participant last week. She will start her first day, in September 4th, she'll be, in treatment court for the first time. We have 2 other applicants that are going through the process. I think they have their court dates coming up here pretty soon. I did send out another application to another male subject, waiting to hear back on that one. Today we have a training from the Department of Justice. We have 2 individuals coming to an in-house training for roles and responsibilities of all those who are on the recovery court team that want to get a review and the training. They'll be here at 2:45 today. I'm working on a contract for a partnership with Redeem Services that should be out in the next couple weeks. We are a little over 2 months, a little under 2 months away from the full grant application period, so I've started working on that. And this week I am taking an advanced grant writing course to get, when all's said and done, I'll have my professional grant writing certificate, so I'll have better knowledge of the whole grant process since my job's grant funded.
I really appreciate you bringing that forward as an opportunity for you to participate in. We don't generally have that here, so that's a really good thing.
The first couple days were pretty simple, but today and tomorrow don't look very fun at all.
That's how they reel you in.
Yeah.
Super good, I appreciate the effort.
For the upcoming grant, can we get some clarification on what the focus is gonna be, which job description we're gonna use, and those kinds of things? Cause I know that, well, at least by next month, this group's gonna be asked to give a letter of recommendation.
He's already got it.
Well, and we don't know what we're recommending, and we've done this before I just wanna
Yeah.
not have that happen.
Oh, yeah, we got a month and a half, 2 months, it's due in October sometime, so that'll give us plenty of time to.
But if there's some modification to the job description, that, you know how long this takes, 9 months to a year if you're lucky.
Right.
So, anyway,
Yeah, we'll look at that when we get closer to it.
My conversation with Judge Barno was to avoid that level of conflict, and not that someplace up the line she doesn't, that we don't wanna proceed with the criminal justice, services coordinator, but that, for the time being and for our purposes right now, she intended to go back to just the recovery court process. But there are some other avenues, that probably need to be explored before we proceed any further, particularly in light of the budget cuts the county are desiring. I don't think we have a snowball's chance of advancing to a greater position at this point. So, basically, the letter consists, well, we discussed that, because that's later on the agenda, so we'll move forward with that.
And so the service coordinator, is that what Drew had been, or this was a completely separate
This is a
position?
completely separate.
Yeah.
Drew was the CJCC
Yeah.
Right,
coordinator.
right.
but it was gonna combine his position, and we tried to do that with the board. The board said, no, this is a whole deal.
So there's no thought of getting a CJCC coordinator again, the services coordinator, we're tabling that, or talking about it?
I guess that the CJCC coordinator or whatever, it's probably something that would be appropriate for us, but certainly we don't have anything in the budget, we don't have any grant spending at this time. I don't see that moving forward at this time. If we, in our long-range plan, our goals to move CJCC forward as a viable entity, I think that might be something that we wanna look at, going forward, and bringing in a CJCC coordinator in, full-time, but that's certainly not in the mix at this very moment, so, it's kind of a status quo, as to where we are right now. We've accomplished some things in getting our recovery court coordinator, back, and up and running, and I think that has been, very successful at this point, as we're pretty well aware, and there's been a tremendous, Andy's done a tremendous job and good progress there, and that is, and going along with Judge Stewart, we can't be throwing out these things without prior knowledge, because it's real difficult to support something, and there wasn't a good sales job on that, to be honest with you, and there wasn't a valid justification for that position. I'm not saying it's a bad position, I'm not saying it's something that wouldn't be useful in this county, it just, the sales job wasn't there to present that to us and or the county board particularly. Jerry?
I think the other contributing factor is that the CJCC in Rusk County is nothing more than advisory at this point in time.
Yeah.
And so it's not a standing committee in the eyes of like the committees on committees assignments.
Right.
And so if you're gonna do something like that, I think it really lends to, having that change, if that's the desire. The position, I think, was great because we had funding, and we had the opportunity to kind of, run it through the mill a little bit. But then if you're talking Krauss and Detman, scaling, and all those kinds of things in the county position, there's a whole bunch of things that would happen.
Right.
I think we're getting to the point where we have to kind of decide are we gonna make a pitch for this to be a standing committee? And it's gonna be something other than just advisory.
Right, and we need to move that forward, and that's one of my topics of conversation moving along here. Our next thing right now, and the letter we'll discuss in a few moments, but, we did at the executive committee discuss the review of the bylaws going forward, and Judge Stewart, I will let you enlighten us on that a little bit if you don't mind.
Well, I think you've all received at least a couple of times the, proposed changes, that came from the executive committee. Those were incorporated all the changes that we have approved piecemeal, over a period of time. And then we added some language which Miranda has sent out to everyone. And I'm trying to think, one of the things that was specifically added was an annual meeting of CJCC meeting with the county board for an annual report. That was added in, so that's kind of new, even though we did it like 5 years ago. But that's formalized now from there. But the rest of the changes are ones you've seen and heard. We got rid of the standing committees because that was abolished in January.
With the exception of the program review.
With the exception of the program review, that one's still in there, which we have to address today. So I don't think there's any surprises. All of you have seen those proposed changes and so on, so I would, vote that we approve those changes.
I believe Miranda sent it out, it's the 8/7/2024 email that has the revised bylaws, we took all the color out of it, it's just got lines through what was previous and what was suggested as updates. And so I think it was pretty comprehensive.
And so we did decide to like cross out stuff rather than just eliminate it, so you could see what was taken from the old set of bylaws. And then our intention was to make sure that upon approval, hopefully today, we could say, okay, officially, this is how we're operating as of today. And then subsequent changes, if any are made to the bylaws, fine, we can make those and notate when those changes were made, so that it's accurate. So I would move approval of the proposed bylaw changes as submitted by the executive committee.
I would second.
Okay, the motion's on the floor for the approval of the bylaws as recommended by the executive committee. Motion's been made and seconded. Do we have any discussion?
The only thing I would say is that if, Miranda, if you could just add a date to the bottom of those bylaws.
Yeah.
If that passes today, so that we have a reference point going forward.
And the only thing I'd say, we formally, even though this had been done a number of years ago, but it never was reflected, minutes or whatever, we added the clerk of court as a standing member. She's been here most of the time since we started, but we added that and I wanna call everybody's attention to the appendices that are attached, because those are the standards, the national standards for CJCCs and the national standards for treatment courts. So it's there, and that's what our guiding principle is, our principles are.
I was just going through this, and one thing that we discussed, and unless I'm missing it, is, the Rusk Restorative Youth Program.
Oh, that was added
It's on
too.
there. It's on there.
That's
Is it on
added,
there?
yep, it's in
The
there in
last,
the
the
list
last
of
one is the members.
I must be.
I think it's the last one.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
Yep, section, Article 4, Section A, membership, RYP Incorporated.
Sorry, I forgot.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded, to accept the amended bylaws. Call for a vote, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The changes in the bylaws are carried. Elect program review committee chair and vice chair. So far, I kind of coerced Judge Stewart into accepting that position as the chair. So do I have a nomination? Judge, are you still on track for that?
Yes.
Okay. So do I have a nomination for Judge Stewart for committee chair?
I would make that nomination for the review committee chair.
Second. We have a nomination and a second for Judge Stewart for the program review committee chair. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Now, we need a vice chair for that. Do I have a volunteer for vice chair in that particular program?
I would be willing to.
You would be willing?
Only if he will never be away. So it's a lot, it's a lot
I
of
don't know,
things,
during,
Jackson.
during bow season, that might present a problem.
I would, if nominate the vice chair of the program review.
I'll nominate Jeremy, vice chair.
Second.
Second again. Mr. Jacobs has been nominated with a second for vice chair of the program review committee. Any discussion? Call for a vote, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I will kinda leave it up to you guys to, select your committee, going forward on that, on the committee chair. I think,
We do have a list of those members on that, program review committee, so those are in the bylaws as well. Those of you that are here today, what I'm gonna ask is, we've got quite a diverse group of people who are scheduled to be on this committee, okay? And all of them, probably with the exception of me, are working. I'm retired, okay? So it's pretty easy for me to find time, so I'm really gonna need your cooperation, because we're gonna have to set up some time to hit the books and do some work, some hard work. Not only looking at existing programming with our treatment court, but also looking at some of the options that we talked about last night, like diversion programs that would be housed probably in the district attorney's office and those kinds of things. So it's a matter of looking at what we're doing with the treatment court, but also looking at new options. Because this committee is not just to look at treatment court. It's to look at all programming recommended and directed by the group. So I'm gonna need your help, to find times when we can sit down and crack the books. Hopefully it's not gonna be too much, but, it's gonna be regular for a while.
I think that's gonna have to be, and I know you're a fan of this, but, some collection of data going forward and comparisons to establish what's going on with it.
Absolutely, and to review our evaluation that we got a year and a half, 2 years ago, whatever it was now, to look at processes, procedures, materials, whether or not the programs are adhering to the standards that we say they're supposed to be adhering to, so there's a lot of stuff to look at. Ideally, after a year or so, those meetings are gonna get much less frequent. But for, I think the next year, we're gonna have to dig in, so I'm asking for your cooperation, and some of you are named as members of that committee, so.
So again, Article 4, and then it's really down to Section C, which starts the committees, and then it's number 2, standing committees. D as in dog, Program Review Committee, Wisconsin Treatment Court Standards number 3, 2018, and then it lists, the Program Review Committee Chair will be elected annually, Rusk County Circuit Court Judge, District Attorney, State Public Defender, Local Law Enforcement, County Board Representative, Recovery Court Coordinator, Health and Human Services, Mental Health, CPS, Wisconsin Works, Department of Corrections Representative, Recovery Court Graduate, Community Member, and Treatment Provider. So it's pretty robust, that's a pretty good squad. If we can get that squad together, I think some work can be done there, so. Nice.
That kinda leads me, into the next topic here. And I don't know if we need to develop a work group or the program review committee could step into this, but, as I was going through the national standards, and one of the things that I have noticed on this particular group is we kinda meet every month and we talk about a lot of these issues, but we don't have a plan on how to deal with them, we don't have a plan on how to coordinate it, we don't have any long-range perspective. So every month we come here and we sit down and we visit a little bit, and everybody goes, yeah, we need this, we need that, and we can do some other things, but we don't have a long-range strategic plan for this group. And it's gonna be really difficult to go before the county board and have that level of credibility of the CJCC without saying, this is what we intend to accomplish next year, this is what we intend to accomplish 3 years from now, this is what we intend to accomplish 5 years from now. And we do need to have a plan to coordinate the entire criminal justice system within Rusk County as to move forward on that and to deal with those programs. So I wanted to throw that out there at this particular moment, and I don't know if anybody's had the opportunity to review the national standards and see what's required on that. But I wanna throw that out for discussion and see if we should move forward and if that can be incorporated in the program review committee to develop a strategic plan, or if we need a separate work group for that. Anybody?
Well, I think, honestly, the program review committee should take that on. I say that because it would seem to align, if you're going to look at what the programs are, you should also look at where those programs are headed and how they're gonna be funded and all of these things, and I think that really all stems out of the TRC. And that's my thought. Having little to no experience in it, that's my initial impression.
That's true.
I think that makes some sense in a couple of respects. One is sort of the economy of resources. You just heard the list of everybody who's on program review, and that pretty much covers the waterfront. So you've got key players on that committee already, and I think for the next year, program review is gonna be real busy. Maybe they can at least come back with some recommendations to this group, as to whether or not we need a separate committee to do that, but we can certainly take a look at it, speaking for that long list of people.
Any
You
other
can do that,
comment?
you're the chair. You can do that.
But then I have to see if anybody shows up.
Any other comment on that? Does everybody feel that's a valid direction to have that strategic plan moving forward?
I wholeheartedly think it has, I think in anything we do, we have to have a strategic plan. I think just as we were talking pre-meeting a little bit, the advisory structured nature of this group is just that. I mean, we can get together, we can talk about all these great things, and get everybody in the room and, talk about all this fun stuff and that kind of thing, but at the same time, where are we going with it? What do we do? And so, I think the program review committee will be important to have that discussion. Look forward to that.
Judge, is it reasonable to have that on the agenda for next month? You're determined that your group would meet at least once in the next month, and then come with a recommendation of if we can move forward with a strategic plan as a work group, or incorporate that into that.
Assuming the bear goes down really quick in the season. No, that's reasonable. We can at least have an initial discussion and see what our direction's gonna be.
We can even have a virtual meeting with that for you. I mean, we can do that as a team. Just get the players in the room, cause it's hard to get everybody in the room. And so if that's needed, we can start there, but I think face to face is gonna be best. But at least to identify who is that list, probably a good idea. We can check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have maybe a graduate, Angie?
Yeah, I've got one that just graduated, I don't remember how long ago she graduated, but I can contact her and let her know that we would like her to join.
Be great, yeah.
I think
so
she would
you-
actually be 100% on board with it, so I'll just have to get a hold of her. Judge just gave me her number a couple days ago for something else, so I'll contact her.
I think I might have her email address too, if it's
Do you?
the place we're thinking about.
Yeah.
All right, next item on the agenda is the review and signing a letter of support for recovery court. Judge Stewart, you did have some discussion, we wanna see what that grant looks like. I didn't run copies of the letter, probably should have, but let me pass that around to everybody real quick, and then we can have, a discussion whether, Angie, the letter now is to assign support of the grant in general, or assigning support of the application of the grant?
The grant in general.
Okay.
Is this the same kind of letter that's been?
It's pretty much the same letter that's been, I think, Judge just added a few things to it this year.
What is the deadline for the grant application?
I don't remember, October,
Okay.
nothing has even came out of it yet, I wanna say October 12th.
Okay,
Because the the quarter 2 or quarter 3, has to be in by then, and I believe that the application is due within that week.
okay, so if we were to, table this till next month, signing the letter,
Oh, yeah,
it wouldn't adversely affect that?
No. We still got time.
I think based on the language in there, I think you're gonna want as many people in this room, just because,
Right.
yeah, I think everybody's
Because
gonna
next
want-
month, then we can, print it out, bring it to everybody who's here.
We could get it out ahead of time perhaps with the,
I was
with
just
the
gonna say,
agenda.
Deanna sent it to
I'll
me.
send it to Miranda, and she can throw it out there,
Okay,
for next month.
then let's put that letter on the agenda for next month. If it gets approved by the whole group next month, there's no harm in signing it next month as there is today. Do we need that in the form of a motion at all? Okay. All right, I think we've covered everything on the agenda. Is there anything else that anybody needs to be covered or to be put on the agenda for next month that we're aware of at this time? How are things going in Embrace?
Good, good, we have the vending machine now, but we're
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
I saw
process of getting it set up,
Okay.
so, we have like a software technician that'll be coming out, cause there's a lot that goes into running this, but we have had like the back end portal side of it, of getting it stocked and everything, but we'll actually be plugging it in hopefully in the next couple of weeks and actually physically stocking it, so.
When do you move to the new building?
We're hoping in the next couple of weeks, that we'll be over there. So I think the first week of September, we have quite a bit of big stuff being moved over. So I think we're hoping the end of September, or beginning of October to kind of do like an open house, so that way everyone can come check it out.
Are you gonna be looking for volunteers to help move stuff or?
We have volunteers currently right now, but we're always looking for more volunteers.
Okay.
I can set you up with a couple.
Yeah, and I've got some young people that are
Yeah.
looking for some community service time,
Perfect.
high school age kids. so-
Yeah, I will let, Mackenzie, is our volunteer coordinator, so I will let her know if she
All right.
needs additional help to reach out
Great,
to.
if she could send me out her email and then I.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Is this vending machine
Oh.
gonna be at your location?
Yes,
Thank
it'll
you.
be, at the old Wells Fargo building, our new location, where the ATM used to be.
Emily, anything from the public defender's office?
We're still trucking along.
All right, anything from anybody else? Next meeting date is September 26th, 2024. Bow season isn't in full swing yet, so
Until the first frost, and you're gonna know,
That's right.
I figure Halloween is
Yeah.
the first time I go out.
there's Labor Day.
Yeah. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second,
I'll second.
meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming to work, everybody, stay great out there.